Alright, here we are back at the 5095M again. I want to revisit this. I guess you can call this review part 2. I thought of some more things I wanted to point out on this thing that I didn't get done. We got a little more daylight here, so maybe you can see this thing a little bit better. But anyway, you can see how dirty it is now. But anyway, I wanted to just look at a few things again here real quick, and one of the things I want to look at is I want to clarify the four-wheel drive switch again. Of course, I would have it locked out here, but anyway, the four-wheel drive switch I was pointing out yesterday, when I was telling you about in the two-wheel drive mode that the brakes would come on over about 3.5 miles an hour. Not the brakes, the full drive system would come on. What I meant to add to that was it's when you apply the brakes that comes on, so that way you get braking power to the front wheels with that. And that's what I was telling you about, kind of binds and kind of jerks a little bit if you're kind of in a turn or whatever when that engages and disengages. But anyway, otherwise I like the features of the full drive, but that's the one feature, like I said, I feel like it needs to be at a little bit higher speed. But anyway, another quick view of the inside here with a little bit more daylight, as you can see. And if you want to know a little bit more about this 3-point hitch control, that's up and down switches, so you can set this here to a desired height and just use these switches and it go up and down according to your settings. And of course, again, you got some limiting settings right here. But anyway, that thing I didn't point out, get down here, was the seat. Does have the air seat in it, the nicer air seat. It swivels, pivots, has all kinds of settings. It's like a really nice office chair on steroids. But anyway, that is a nice addition to this tractor. Anyway, a couple of things that I wanted to point out on this tractor that I ran across just not long after I got it was the I don't know if I can get a shot of it here, but there is a boot, two boots actually, right up in the there's a shift lever comes down there. You can see that big shiny gold looking shaft runs up, and right up in right there is a couple of boots. They look kind of like CV joint boots. And when I was in there looking at that oil leak on the back, maybe you can see that a little bit better. Still kind of dark back here, but that oil leak is just right off. There we go. It's right down in there. You can see how oily it is, and you can see all that line going there, and teed line and whatnot. That whole module is bolted to the top of this axle assembly, and you can see how much it's leaking around that. And I've tightened it up once, and the bolts were loose, but it keeps leaking. You can see the oil around this side now, coming down around the axle. It's not a lot. I mean, it looks like a lot with the dust and stuff that's accumulated on it, but that is what it is. But anyway, back to that boot, or two boots, I should say. I found them loose, and you can see them a little better now. There they are. You can see the big gold guy right there, and you got a boot here, and you got a boot up there. They use plastic tie wraps on them, and they were both loose, had popped off. And of course, this is back here in the wheel well area, and you know, mud and dirt and stuff can get in there, and obviously they're there for a reason. And I wound up having to put new tie straps on it. The ones that were on it were just loose, and that's why they popped off. So I went in there and put some new tie straps on there and cinched that back down. But you know, I mean, it's one of those things that should have been right to start with. Somebody just did not tighten those down properly. But no harm done, I reckon. They're back tight now, but I just had to do it. You can see here the fuel system's got fuel filter there and another one back there. It's a pretty good system on this one, a little bit bigger fuel system and the water drain than the 6415 has. As you can see, I had to get the loader hook up. Now that was another thing on this tractor. It comes loader ready. Joystick inside and the mid-mount valves down here. Running up here to the loader with hoses. That is standard on this tractor. It's not on the 6000 series, and that's about, we had to have that put on the 6415 over there. That is about a $2,000 option, parts and labor and all to have installed. So that was another factor in me getting this tractor over the 6000 series, because you find a used one that isn't set up for a loader, it's quite expensive to get that added on there and set up. But anyway, one of the other things I noticed wasn't a problem, hopefully it won't be a problem, is I had a problem with the heater not working the first few hours. When I got it, it was in February, so it was cold. And there's two hoses right here, and they go up in a square tube that is the side of this cab here, and they were kind of tight on this. It's got a rough edge back here. I really need to put a piece of rubber or something right there, but one of them was kind of crimped off, and it wouldn't allow the coolant, which has had air in it, you know, it never had time to get up there and get up in the cab into the element up there, the core, to produce heat. But that finally started working its own after I did that. But I don't worry about over time that rubbing a hole could leak coolant. So I've pulled them down here where it ain't rubbing anymore. So anyway, that in my opinion was a little bit of a problem as well. But again, I like the tractor. And you know, we've always been under the theory that pay now, pay later kind of thing, which I don't know on this one. I'm going to be paying on it for stuff, but who knows. But anyway, there it is, part 2 revisited. Maybe I clarified some things and covered everything on this one, and as I said before, a little bit on down the road I might do another video and let you know how we're doing and on it, and see if we've run into more issues. Anyway, see ya.